Yeah, good, thank you. Very good, thanks. Back page of The Sun today. What is the headline? Ruben Amorim hits back at Wayne Rooney's naive jibe after title claim. He says, that's why I'm boss and not a pundit at age 40. That's also the Telegraph Sport as well. Amorim hits back at Rooney. I am not naive. Just to give the full context of this, Ruben Amorim had said he wants to win the Premier League. That's the goal for Manchester United. Wayne Rooney then on punditry duty said he's a bit naive to be talking in terms like that, considering United are such a long way off it. Amorim was then asked about it post-match and said it's a difficult moment. I'm not naive. That's why I'm here. I'm 40 years old, coaching at Manchester United. It's easy to be a pundit. It's tough because everyone's entitled to their opinion, but it's just unhelpful then, I guess, when Wayne Rooney's saying stuff like that.
Look, Wayne's employed yesterday as a pundit, and I think it puts him in a really difficult position, to talk about a Premier League manager and a manager who's been hugely successful in Portugal as being naive when you've looked at Wayne's managerial career.
Yeah.
It is difficult, really difficult. And I get what Amorim was saying, I said to Coisty earlier on, they look a million miles off winning anything. Yeah. It's hard to see them winning a game at the moment. But what is he expected to say? Is he expected to say, next season we hope to come 10th? Yeah. And he also, by the way, the little sound bites taken out of context, because he goes on to say, well, I don't know how long it's going to take, So
yeah, exactly.
I think probably with hindsight, not the right choice of words from Wayne Rooney, to be honest with you. And you know what it's like. You guys know better than anyone that we and the rest of the people around us are looking for anything we can attach ourselves to that are riddled with a little bit of controversy. I would just have said I don't think it was the right use of the vocabulary from Wayne Rooney.
Okay, looking at the back page of the Mail today, Craig Hope up at St James's Park yesterday. Gordon red card and Isak injury dent hopes for Wembley final. Yes, Anthony Gordon sent off in the FA Cup defeat by Brighton, meaning he's going to be banned for Wembley, and top scorer Alexander Isak then hobbled off with an injury. How much of a concern is it not having Anthony Gordon ready for the cup final against Liverpool because of
that's a nightmare.
Stupid moment of madness, really?
Yeah,
that's a nightmare. It really is an absolute nightmare, because I said before the game, if Newcastle, you look at Liverpool, the fact of the matter is, for Newcastle to have any chance at all, they're going to have all their best players available, I think, for sure. Because Liverpool, and even with that, on form, Liverpool would start favourites, by a country mile. So you're cutting your own throat and hindering yourself. I couldn't believe he get sent off for what he did. He just completely lost it, Shebahn. It was crazy. But the bigger one would be Isak, because even he came back yesterday. He didn't play the game. I was at Anfield. He didn't play. They just look a different team entirely when he's in the side. He scores, he drives the penalty in, but his all-round play is just different class. That's, for me, the other Anthony Gordon's, is a blow, of course it is, but Isak's a bigger one.
I just think Gordon's been such a key player for them this season. He has been brilliant. I remember when he moved from Everton to Newcastle, I wasn't convinced. And I think a lot of Geordies weren't convinced in the early part of his time at St James's either. But they're convinced about him now. He's a fantastic footballer. I just got no idea what was going through his head. And Eddie Howe says, I know there was no malice, and maybe there wasn't, but he just can't do it. He just
can't react to that.
And it's going to cost him. Because I don't think the appeal's got any chance of succeeding.
Same.
I think he's got any chance. It's going to cost him, from a personal level, never mind the team, one of the biggest days, or the biggest day probably, of his footballing career.
What a shame.
Yeah, it really is, Shebahn. It really is.
Thank you very much indeed. It was a brilliant game, guys. It was an absolutely brilliant game. Really enjoyed it, Shebahn. I was down there, and I'll tell you right now, the place was buzzing again. And you look at the teams, you could feel both sets of fans fancy themselves to go all the way. Do you know what I mean? You really could, and it could have spoiled it. The two sending-offs could have spoiled it a little bit. But no, it was a great game, and a brilliant winner, as we mentioned earlier on, from Danny Welbeck.
Yeah. And by the way, the boy that he threw his hands out at, Anthony Gordon, John Paul Van Hecker, I thought was absolutely exceptional on the day. He's done brilliantly for Brighton. It's a bit of a makeshift defence as far as they're concerned at the moment, but done brilliantly. But Real shame for Newcastle. Real shame as far as Anthony Gordon is concerned. Shebahn, thank you very much. That was a look at today's back pages with Tesco Mobile for Business.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.